Greetings, friends. Welcome to the Let's Get Gritty podcast with yours truly, Dr. India White. I'm thrilled to be here with you guys this evening live. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope your February has started great. I am so honored with the support and the opportunities I have had already this year, this month. Utah, you guys are amazing. Love y'all. It was a wonderful time at UCTM conference. With that said, I do want to go right into our podcast today. So, first things first is the Let's Get Gritty podcast with Dr. India White will be featured on Spotify and all of the main social media outlets. If you want to follow me on social media, my social media outlets are Miss India White is Facebook, the India White is LinkedIn, Twitter is Indie Speak and Teach, Instagram is Indie238. India White 123. That is my YouTube, and TikTok is Dr. India White. In addition to that, check out the website www.india-white.com for books, blogs, or to schedule me for an upcoming speaking event, coaching event. I know some school districts have been reaching out asking me to do some grit trainings. I'm definitely here for that to help you. Let me know how I can help you guys. Speaking of events, I'm so excited about the FDLA conference that I was just on yesterday for all of the Florida professors and leaders across the state. Thank you so much, Dr. Sue and team, for having me there. Like I said, Utah, thank you so much. And to you, Utah educators and leaders, yes, I am getting to your emails. I will be sending out my presentation and anything else that you're asking, whether it's books or follow up. If you're wanting me to come into Utah, please let me know. Keep us posted because we are here for you. I'm excited about also at the end of the month going back to my stomping grounds in Sarasota to give a keynote at a wonderful event. I will tell you guys more about it with the Sarasota Youth League, and it's just going back to really honor those that helped me when I did not have two nickels to rub together. Wonderful tribe in Sarasota, Florida. And my heart goes out to everybody there. And I'm so grateful for Sarasota. And I can't wait to be there among you fabulous rock stars in the future. Now, I also want to remind you guys, I do have the Grit Mini Workshop on the Grassroots Workshops website with Robert Kaplinski and his team. Please check it out. It's titled How to Harness Grit to Help Students Thrive. Again, How to Harness Grit to Help Students Thrive. Also, if you want tutoring for your student, I know students are taking the SAT, ACT, and all these other tests, the PERT, all these things. Please hit us up here at the Grit Academy and we will get your students situated. Now, with that said, it is Black History Month. And so I want to first give a shout out to every African American, everyone that has had ancestors that have gone through hardships, including slavery, lynchings, things like that. I want to give my heart out to each of you and say kudos for where you are and what you have accomplished, even if you don't feel like you've done much. I want to honor every ancestor, everybody that has been through this situation, including my own ancestors. And I want to also just thank those that are trying every day, whether you're African American or not, to really uplift those of the African American / Black community and those that realize that we really are better together. I want to thank all of you for that. And not only that, because I'm a math person, I'm going to take a moment now and I want to do a show on celebrating gritty mathematicians, especially in African American field. So, with that said, I want to first talk about why this kind of came about to me because, first things first, people came into my life, many people came into my life and tried to convince me that I was not competent in math because of my skin color. I like to refer to my calculus teacher my senior year of college. And, he told me, he said, India, you're stupid. You'll never understand calculus and you'll never major in math. And he said, why don't you go do something that you and your people can do? And I'm putting him out there. I'm exposing the hate because It paralyzed me for a season when I was a student, and I almost believed him. And it was tough whenever I would be in a calculus class or any higher level math class. I always felt like I shouldn't have been the one to speak. Like I wasn't the leader, right? And even when I was, at University of Florida, go Gators, and I was taking up math there, I remember some of my last math classes. Thank you, Professor Wilson. You are phenomenal, sir. Thank you. um, my professor would call on me to answer questions, and I was so shy and I was afraid to give my responses because I just didn't think I was the one that had the right answer. I would second guess myself, and that's that self efficacy piece that I talk about in my framework and the GRIT framework. And I think it's imperative that we have to honor those that have gone before us, that have made it possible for someone like me to even have an opportunity to not only major in math, but to also go on and to join phenomenal companies as a one of the math textbook authors in among all these amazing rock stars. And I give God the glory for that. But I say that because so many people in the African American Black space, they feel like they're not the one. You need to pass them, and somebody else has the brains. And I think that in 2026 we are coming to embrace the truth, which is that you don't know who God has blessed with brains and giftings, and they might not be in the container you expected. That does not mean that God did not bless them with abundance and a phenomenal talent. So, with that said, I want to give all of us tips for how we can celebrate diversity and diverse mathematicians as we're just going along our days, whether you're running a company, you're interacting with them, wherever your space. Okay. So if you have a morning activity or agenda, you can put a morning activity in your company's agenda where you're intentionally celebrating African Americans and leaders, um, and really highlighting them, honoring them, not in a way. Okay, so I had someone that thought that a way that they can honor me was by bringing me watermelon. Um, hey, that's called embracing stereotypes and keeping that narrative going. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about true honor. And to corporate leaders, if you want to really honor someone of African American descent, I would highly recommend seeing how you can promote them, giving them an opportunity, especially promoting them fiscally in economic ways. So many times I find that phenomenal companies fall short of using African Americans when it comes down to economic, fiscal, um, decision making opportunities. It seems like they seem to be just left out of the dark. Think I'm lying? Take a look at a board member meeting, a meeting of the board members of these top prestigious organizations, and see if you see any representation on these organizations. And I can guarantee you, it's gonna be slim to none. It's an area of focus. Okay. America has only been free from slavery for 155 years. So America is doing its best, but I mean, there's just still work in progress. And I honestly think that if you're really trying to tackle racism, you got to look at the finances. I don't think it's so much of the name calling. I think it's more of how our finances being allocated, distributed evenly and fairly among the underserved, diverse population of people that would represent a particular company. Now, with that said, let's keep going. Uh, you could share blogs or news articles about different mathematicians, African American leaders that you have read about or seen. You can invite them to speak, different things like that. It takes nothing to just say, hey, check out this email of this great mathematician or this great person, sending it to everybody on the staff. That does not take a lot of work. So that's another idea that you can do if you're really trying to celebrate, if you're really wanting to do this work. Another thing that you can do is you can create opportunities that have diversity. So I mentioned having positions, not these not these positions that would speak to the narrative of that this shallow DEI didn't earn it, this that kind of tabooish thing. Not that. I'm talking, these people are competent. These people bring something great, valuable. They bring giftings to the table. Give them an opportunity, a fair opportunity, and fair compensation. I think that's huge. It's so interesting how people will say, I don't understand why these particular Black people can't get it together. Well, have you considered what's going on financially in the community or what happened before as a result of the hardships that we went through as a nation with slavery and things like that? Um, I think that, yes, our nation, I think it's still healing. I think there's still a lot of love that needs to take place, a lot of uh, restoration that needs to take place, but until we get there, all we can do is just, keep trying and see how we can take a step forward. There's a scripture I was reading today, and it says, um, if like, you should do good to those, if you have the power to do so, and don't withhold. Like, it's something like that. It's in Proverbs, but it was very interesting because it made me think of people that have had the power to open doors for people underserved communities. They've had the power to invest. They've had the power to be a blessing, and they've sat on it. And it's so interesting because I was thinking of how many people that are in power seats that hold out on giving opportunities, making things easier and fairer for others. And I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they sit on this. I don't know what the fear is. I don't know what the fear is of why we wouldn't want to bless someone else and help somebody else. Especially of another culture group. I don't get it, because my mind just doesn't think like that. I don't get the I don't get it. Um, and But all I can say is that as we continue to together, as a nation, as a people, as a human race, I would just call on all of us to do our best to really live by example and to use those power seats to help people instead of trying to put more oppression on those that are sitting at your table that um, you were called to lead. So interesting. I don't understand why people get in leadership positions and then, or they get blessed and then it's like they don't know how to be supportive. So we have to do better just in general. And so, with that said, I now want to transition because I want to share with you guys some of the mathematicians that came to mind that I saw on the internet when it came down to those that have made significant contributions to our nation. And so, I'm going to attempt to share my screen with you. And, hopefully all goes well. This is live stream. I can't stand doing live stream because you never know what you get on a live stream. And usually I've done live streams and it's been very interesting. So I am sharing my screen now. And this says 11 famous African Americans mathematicians that you should know about. This was last year. Thank you to those that wrote this. And so let's look up by mashup, okay? So it says here, it says February is Black History Month. It's a time to celebrate and honor the generations of African American men and women, okay? And it talks about STEM classes, things like that. So the first one that they honor among us is Benjamin Banneker. So if you don't know who Benjamin Banneker is, this was one of the first mathematicians. And look at the years that he served. So slavery was not yet done away with in America, but yet this man was a Black man who created America's first clock. Okay. And oh my goodness, he understood trigonometry and astronomy and predicted a solar eclipse, y'all. This is amazing. You're talking, he was not yet free. I mean, 1731. Okay. Just think about that. He was passionate civil rights advocate in 1791. He famously penned a letter to the Secretary of State, Thomas Jefferson, asking for his help to improve conditions for Africans living in the United States. So he convinced him that many blacks were intellectually equal to whites. Very interesting. He died in 1806. Wow. So he never really saw America as a free land. Wow. Wow. Now look at the next one. She's pretty. Fern Hunt. Because she's still here, according to this. So it says Fern Hunt was born in 1948. It says she is best known for her work in applied mathematics and mathematical biology. Throughout her great career, she has been involved with biomathematics, patterns of genetic variation. Look at that, and chaos theory. She currently works as an educator and presenter with the aim of encouraging women and minority students to pursue graduate degrees in mathematics and other STEM fields. Hunt is a strong support of student choice, following one's passion and surrounding yourself with a strong support group. I think that's awesome. God bless her. And there she is there. Next person. We have Mark Dean. Look what he did. He invented the first gigahertz computer chip. We cannot judge people by the the color of their skin, by the content. I mean, it's just so much here. Okay, so Mark Dean, 1957 to present. He's a famous computer scientist and engineer that's credited with assisting in the development of several breakthrough computer technologies for IBM. He invented the first gigahertz computer chip and co-invented industry standard architecture system for computing, which allows common plugins such as personal computers and modems. Thank you, sir. He was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame in 1997. Wow, like this is amazing. And he's still alive. Reach out to him. Wow, still alive. God bless him. Okay, now look at this guy here. Okay, so look at this. Albert Frank Cox became the first black mathematician to earn a PhD in mathematics in 1925. My goodness. I wasn't even a thought. We weren't even a thought. 1925. Look at this man. So it says, look at even more. Not only the first black to earn a PhD in mathematics in the United States, but in the entire world. And after receiving this honor, he became a professor of mathematics at Harvard. Okay, something tells me I should have went to Harvard University. Anyway, or Howard. Excuse me, Howard. I should have went to Howard. Anyway, and eventually became the chairman of mathematics department in 1957. Oh my goodness, he would hold this role with great esteem until his retirement in 1965. Wow, there's a lot here. In 1975, Howard University Mathematics Department established the Albert F. Cox Scholarship Fund for undergraduate math majors to encourage black students to pursue, look at him, wow, a degree in mathematics. I think this is this is so encouraging to me because I see like how people really are stereotyped, marginalized, and made to believe that they can't become because of the way they look. But when you see people like this, it really makes you think. We've got to think twice, we got to do better. So I want to keep going. Now, Katherine Johnson, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Barack Obama. He gave her flowers. I think it's powerful. So it says here, Katherine Johnson is the main character of the critically acclaimed Hidden Figures. So I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, Hidden Figures, but she was the one that she was one of them that really helped get us to the moon with all of the other amazing rock stars in NASA. And so she definitely deserves her flowers. And so here it says, um, during her 35, my goodness, I'm just so impressed reading this, guys. You gotta forgive me. I'm impressed. During her 35-year career at NASA, she held a reputation for being a master of complex manual calculations. Yes, she was. That sister did her thing, and she helped pioneer the use of computer programming for performing complex calculations. She was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Barack Obama. I don't know why they waited so long to give this woman this. Help us, Lord. I mean, goodness, what a woman. And then looking here, the next one, let's look here. We've got Valerie Thomas. This is amazing. She is best known for her breakthroughs in the field of 3D imagery, paving the way for modern spatial computing. Powerful. I love how they all have like their afros. I love it. So she's still alive, according to this. Valerie Thomas, born in 1943. Give her her flowers. She is a scientist and an inventor. We have to like follow these people and like give them love, especially if they're still with us. Um, it says she was a scientist and inventor, best known for inventing the illusion transmitter in 1980. This technology was the first of its kind in the field of 3D imagery, and it's the basis for modern 3D televisions, video games, and movies. So you can thank this woman here for the for catapulting um, the entire industry of video games. So it says from 1964 to 1995, she worked for NASA, developing real time computer data systems and managing the team that developed the Landsat technology and supported the first satellite to transmit images from outer space. Today, she continues to serve as a mentor for youth through the science, mathematics, aerospace research, and technology, and goodness, and National Technical Association. Impressive. Okay, look at this chick here. I like her afro. Okay. And then I like this. It says, I look forward to getting my mashup newsletter, blah, 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 blah. So it's kind of cool. All right. And I think that was it. Or maybe not. Nope, not. There's another one here. Lonnie Johnson is the next one on the list. This guy. So let's look at him. What did he do? It says Lonnie Johnson holds, oh my word, over 120 patents and is best known for inventing the Super Soaker water gun. He is a famous inventor, mathematician, and engineer. My goodness, that holds over 120 patents. He served as an engineer for the U.S. Air Force. My goodness, he's still alive. My goodness, these people are blowing my mind. It's amazing. Where he worked for on developing the stealth bomb. Look at this, y'all. Stealth bomber and later NASA's jet propulsion program. My God, powerful. He is best known for inventing the Super Soaker water gun while working at the U.S. Air Force, a product which has grossed nearly $1 billion since 1990. He invented a toy projectile gun, right, which became the Nerf gun. Wow. Wow. Look at him. Lots of fun. He's created lots of fun in our backyards, in the pool, at the beach. It was this guy. Nerf gun, helping with the stealth bomb. My God, this man. Okay, let's look at the next one. Who is this? Okay, this guy's pretty cool. I like reading about this guy. I remember this. So John Urschel, um, he retired from the NFL at age 26 to pursue a PhD in mathematics. My goodness. Okay, and so it says he was born in, oh my God, 1991. He's young. 1991, he excelled in both mathematics and playing football at Penn State. Look at that. And he earned a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in mathematics. My goodness. Okay. And let's keep reading. Told you guys when you go live, you never know what you get. So it says that this guy created, or he pursued Um, and it's currently, it says he was currently working on his PhD. Currently working on his PhD in mathematics from MIT. Okay. Where some of his mathematical fields of interest include graph theory, huh, numerical linear algebra, and machine learning. Amazing. This is powerful. I don't know what you guys think about this, but I absolutely love looking at people like this. And then who's this chick? Okay. So Euphemia Lofton Haynes, she became the first African American to earn a PhD in mathematics in 1943. The first African American woman. Excellent. Okay, so it says here Euphemia Lofton Haynes is famous for being the first African American woman to earn a PhD in mathematics, where she achieved from Catholic University of America in 1943. After earning her PhD, she embarked on a 47-year career of advocacy for students of color, improving schools, and overcoming the harmful effects of racial segregation. During this time, she also was a math professor at the District of Columbia's Teachers College, where she managed the Division of Mathematics and Business Education. She died in 1980 at the age of 89. Lived a long life. Goodness. Okay, look here. Who's this? Annie Easley. Okay, she was the leading member of the team that developed the breakthrough Centaur rocket at NASA. Wow, this is amazing. She was here 1933 to 2011. She's famous for the NASA computer and rocket scientist, or is a famous NASA computer and rocket scientist, excuse me. She contributed to several space programs, inspired others through her participation in numerous outreach programs, and she broke down barriers for both African Americans in STEM and for women. She was a leading member of the team that developed the Centaur rocket, which opened the door for the launch of many other NASA missions. Now, she was known as the human computer, and she always fought to do her best in the face of adversity. Yeah. In a 2001 interview, she shared that I just have my own attitude. I'm out here to get the job done, and I knew I had the ability to do that, and that's where my focus was. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, with that said, I'm going to stop sharing and um, being able to celebrate those among us that have done so many phenomenal things, like these mathematicians. And remember, I gave you guys tips earlier, the tips of celebrating diverse mathematicians, sharing articles. So this article that I found, you can share that with people. I did find another one, and I kind of want to share it with you really quick. And this other one that I found, it's amazing. It does share some of the same people, but it also spices it up a bit for you. And I want to share that with us now. 10 African Americans who made history for Black History Month. And so if you look here, it's going over 10 African Americans. I'm going to skip the ones that we've already covered. So Benjamin Banneker, we already covered this amazing man and what he has done. This guy here, Charles L. Reason, okay, from 1818 to 1893, he was an educator, abolitionist, and a mathematician. He was born in New York City in 1818 to free Haitian parents. Excuse me. He was reading by the age of 4 and tutoring by the age of 14. Um, and so it says here, he became the first African American professor at a predominantly white college in the United States in 1849. So Dr. Reason. And so for Reason, teaching was the way to shape minds in the future that would help build, that they would help build. Now, we already went over Frank Cox. We went over Euphemia. Now, let's look at this guy, David Blackwell, statistician, mathematician, and a theorist. It says that Blackwell grew up in Centralia, Illinois. He was the son of a railroad worker and school teacher. He didn't dream of becoming a mathematician, not at first, um, not until college. At age of 22, oh my God, 22, he earned, oh my goodness, a PhD in mathematics from the University of Illinois. He wanted to teach at a top university, so he kept going, and it says he became known for thinking in probability statistics and game theory. And one of his most lasting contributions was the Rao-Blackwell theorem, a breakthrough that helped statisticians improve the accuracy of their estimators. Okay. In 1965, he became the first African American that was elected to the National Academy of Sciences. Wow. And so I could keep going. As you can see, there's thousands, if not millions, of amazing mathematicians that unfortunately are not getting their flowers. So what we can do as a people is to celebrate them, talk about them, because this is the month to embrace everyone, in particular the African American community. So with that said, thank you so much again for joining me on the Let's Get Gritty podcast. This podcast will be featured on Spotify and all of your main social media platforms. You can also find me on social media. All of my social media handles are there for you. You can check out the website, www.india-white.com, for any books, blogs, or for any upcoming events. For those out there that are looking to join me at some of these events, please join me in Sarasota if you can. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there and to other events in the future, which I'll mention next month. And so with that said, guys, it has been fabulous again having you. Thank you so much for joining me live on the Let's Get Gritty podcast. And until next time, stay gritty. See ya.